week, everyone's been talking about Rakhri. And you know how they put out the Rakhri reels and people have been quite funny about it. But I got sent one in the post by my cousin in Canada. Right. And I looked at Sanj and I said, can you tie this on me? She said, no.
Oh, it's so hard, isn't it? You know when you do the techers, right? And you're like, I can do it. And you kind of do it, but then it's just, it's floppy and loose, and then it just keeps like riding like to here, and then you're like, oh, it's not on. Oh, please. So what about if you tied it to that level, and he said, Sanj, can you tighten it? She's not then tying it, is she?
Oh, mate, don't do the technicalities. I'm like, listen, don't make me have to get into this and just make it long. Simply do the server, okay? What's up, people? Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. I am joined by, hey guys, it's Dr. Jazz from the Indy and Doctor podcast. Why do you do that on stories? Can we just go into this for a second? What's the need? Bande know you are who you are. They're following the page already. Why do you do this?
So since you've given me that feedback, that stern feedback, and guys, this is how he actually speaks to me as well. He's a very rude person. I mean, last week, listen back to last week where he's like, "Well, this idiot is sitting there in a hoodie." Like, he says these words and he doesn't know how they make me feel, right?
Oh, shut up.
And sometimes when Sanj hears it, she's like, "You're being quite rude and quite mean."
Oh, shut up.
Anywho, since that feedback, you would have noticed now that what I say now is "Hanji dosto." I've stopped doing it because of what you said. The reason why I would drop into it is because it's how I do my other stuff, my YouTube stuff.
Yes, it is.
By the way, guys, you need to check that shit out, okay? Live authentically, get on YouTube. It's about all the stuff I talk about here when I go deep down those rabbit holes about how to help Indy in his life and how I'm helping myself in my life. So go and look at it. Live authentically. Anyway, plug done. So, Hanji Dosto is what I say now, Indy.
Dosto Hanji, there we go.
Dosto Hanji, yeah.
All right, mate. Well, go on then. Kick it off. Give me my intro.
Are you ready? I was actually thinking about doing the intro today, and I was like, how can I change it again? Right? So I was like literally in the bathroom. I was like, okay. Confessions of Brown Moon.
Idiot, man. Hurry up. People are going to think that their phone just paused or something.
Volume band ho gaya. What is going on? It's all hunky-dory here, don't worry.
Okay, go on then. It's your go, mate. You're going first.
No, I did say you're going to go first. Did you not hear me say that?
I did not hear that. I'm not going to lie.
I said it, so please start. There you go.
Well, there we go. Well, this week...
well, I wasn't expecting this. Well...
This week, everyone's been talking about Rakhri. And you know how they put out the Rakhri reels and people have been quite funny about it. But I got sent one in the post by my cousin in Canada. And
wow,
obviously,
from Canada?
Yeah. I've got a cousin in Canada who's my sister. She's my first cousin. She's my mama's daughter.
Yeah, so close. Was that standard procedure? Does she always send you one? Or?
Not usually. I mean, whenever she can. And this year she wanted to. I said, cool. So she sent it and I had it.
Right.
And I looked at Sanj and I said... Can you tie this on me? She said no.
Why would your wife tie it on you?
Well, who else is going to tie it? It's just me and her.
Yeah, bro. I understand what you're saying, practical reasons, but why would Sanj tie it? That's like kind of in this situation when you've isolated yourself, right? You've chosen to live in your Chernobyl flat there. Tying yourself. That's what you got to do, bro.
You can't tie that thug around you tight enough. You need someone to catch it.
It's so hard, isn't it?
You need someone.
You know when you do the techers, right? And you're like, I can do it. And you kind of do it, but then it's just... it's floppy and loose, and then it just keeps like riding like to here, and then you're like, oh, it's not on. Oh, please. So what about if you tied it to that level, and he said, Sanj, can you tighten it? She's not then tying it, is she?
Oh, mate, don't do the technicalities. I'm like, listen, don't make me have to get into this. Don't make me have to get into this and just make it long. Simply do the server, okay?
Do the deed, right. So how did you NLP your wife into tying a Rakhri on you?
I just said, Sanj, can you just do it, please? Because I feel like it would make my cousin very happy. There you go.
Oh, so you emotionally blackmailed her. So you made it about the cousin and not about you. I understand. I mean, look, that is an NLP technique, but it's a very crude technique. You could have... So then she felt bad and did it. Is that...
No, I think she said, I'll do it only if you talk about this in the podcast. I said, all right, fine. I'll talk about it then.
What specifically? The fact that you asked your wife to do it? Or?
Yeah, she said it's awkward. I shouldn't be doing this. And then I thought, well, let me take it to Karan and see how he feels. If it was you and Shindy in the middle of nowhere and you were given a Rakhri in the post, what would you do?
Have you got other sisters that will be tying Rakhri on you?
My actual sister stopped doing it years ago.
My real sister.
I think I might have to ask her if she still wants to pick this up or not. But yeah, sorry, as you were.
We'll just go on a little tangent here. Do you know what I just asked you there? Oh, is it like your real sister? Because like in Punjabi land, you're just like, yeah, my cousin, my brother, my cousin brother, my brother. But you're like, is he a real, like, say with chacha or nana, is it like your real
chacha one? Or like, yeah.
Say that word again?
Chacha. You said sukka, didn't you?
No,
so sakka. What is it?
Yeah.
Sakka chacha, there you go.
That's the word we were going to cover, so that it means real, right? But sukka is like, you know what sukka means?
Dry.
Dry chacha.
Dry chacha.
Mera sukka chacha na, mera sukki pan. Right, do you see how I'd have to change the thing, the sukka and sukki?
Yes. That's
you get that, yeah?
I understand that one.
Okay. But it's so funny if you said that, yeah, he's my sukka chacha. You know what's really funny? I actually have... No, it's not really. It's my dad's chacha, whose name is Sukha.
You said this already before. Yeah. He's actually called that.
Yeah, his name's Sukha chacha, but Sukha, not Sukha.
Nah.
Slight derivation there.
So what's the correct way? Just to recap one more time.
Sake.
What?
Sake.
Sake chacha. Okay.
Yeah, mere saki bhana ya saka pra. You wouldn't, he can't say saki ma, saki dad because there's only one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah, he might say that this is my saka dad, a real dad. Well. Actually,
what's stepdad?
I was going to say in some families actually that could be a thing, biological, non-biological, type thing. So yeah, I stand corrected. What was your question, Indy? Yes, it's about the sister thing. Yeah, so I guess if I had somebody else was going to tie it, then I get that same person, the same rishta, so another sister or cousin sister to then do the tying of that other Rakhri that came over. As in, did you do it immediately and then send a picture to your cousin? Is that what you did, or?
No, I just did it immediately and kept it on. I didn't need to send her a picture of it. I sent her a picture of the thing being received. I said, thank you. Then I had to Then I had to ask her, you live in Canada, how do I send you this money? And she said, I don't do this to ask for money, but I know your mum's going to be pissed if I don't accept it. So
why did you this is an interesting point. Let's touch on this. Why is your first thought I need to give you money?
Because that's the thing you're supposed to do with this.
It's not, it's a gift. It's not money, it's a gift.
But still, I know that the way that we do it at my mum, dad's, etc., it's like just give them some better. I was like, okay, fine,
money or chocolates. But in this situation, it's
in this situation, I can't exactly send anything except for that will get there in a quick enough time period.
She's in Canada,
yeah.
I guess if you really want to do something, I would go on Canadian Amazon and just get something delivered to her. That'd probably be the easiest way in terms of distribution.
Smart one.
Around that, but. Yeah, I was thinking about this point the other day. Maybe in the future, where it's like, I might ask, someone says, do you want money or do you want a gift? Do you want something else? Like, no gift. Do you want like let's spend time together, or ask me a question, or something else?
Ask me a question, and I'll put it in the podcast.
No. Yeah, maybe. yeah, exactly that. But it's just something else, right? I don't think the default should be here's some money, like go away, kind of thing. In general, what are your thoughts on Rakhri? This is an interesting point, right? Like,
I think it's a scam. I think
a scam.
It's the biggest markup you'll ever see on a product in the world, because those pieces of string I've seen, they go for like £1 each on Soho Road. Yeah,
right.
And then they get given. It was £1 back when many years ago when I went with cousins to go and get it, and then I had to give them a 20 or something. And I thought that the markup percentage on this is wild. You will never get this in any other product in the world for one day in the year. So we just get fleeced in it. So there it is.
Okay, so you're talking from a marketing perspective. I mean, do you believe in the concept of tying Rakhri? That's what I'm asking you.
Is it Rakhri a traditionally Hindu tradition? Sorry, I said traditionally twice. Isn't it historically a Hindu tradition?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know the full ins and outs, but I had a brief conversation with somebody who said to me, well, it's definitely not from a Sikhi perspective, so it's not religious, the reason it's done. But I understand it's a North Indian cultural thing.
Fine. So it's basically a Punjabi thing. Okay.
No, because there are a lot of, like you said, a lot of Hindu people, non-Punjabi Hindu people that do it as well. But then the person I asked also said, well, it's maybe traditionally it was that, but then it's been made very popular by Bollywood as well. And so it's become a bit more mainstream.
We called it Rakhri. They called it Raksha Bandhan, which is different.
Raksha Bandhan.
So I'm like, okay, are they seeing it in a different way than us? Have we just shortened it to make it easier to say? Does it mean something different to us compared to them?
Oh, I guess, yeah, and I guess meaning is one thing to look at. Obviously, with Diwali, Bandi Chhod Divas, right? So
see, I'm trying to think: is there like some kind of parallel there that can be drawn?
Okay, fine. So yeah, that's kind of like, guys, please comment and tell us what is the origins of Tanga Rakhri, and for you guys, what does it actually mean to you? If you do it, why do you do it? If you don't do it,
or
why
DM
don't you do it? Yeah, or DM us. That's fine. Recently, we get a lot of essay level length DMs, also in the comments.
Nice. It's nice.
It's very nice. People are putting.
We read all of them. Thank you, guys.
Indy reads all of them. Yes, and pertinent ones are brought to my attention. So thank you, guys. So yeah, what do you think though?
What do I think of what? Sorry.
Tanga Rakhri, do you believe in it? Do you have kids in the future? Is this something you can continue?
If my sister wants me to do it, cool. If she doesn't, I'm not going to go knocking on her door saying, where is it?
So you're not forcing it, but you're not opposed
not
to
because of the money thing, but I know that my dad, for example, sees it now as like a Hindu tradition and he doesn't want to touch it anymore. So I don't know where that change of heart came from. It was within the last few years, but he's changed his stance on what he feels towards it anyway.
So he doesn't do it?
No, he doesn't do it anymore.
Okay. You have kids in the future? Is it something you're carrying on?
No, I probably wouldn't do it. Same way how I wouldn't do Lordy.
Lordy. Okay. As in you wouldn't celebrate Lordy, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. I wouldn't go around celebrating it or anything like that. It's like, yeah, it's not really something that I wish to carry forward into the next gen for my kids. I'll tell them about it. I'm like, this is what they do.
You do Jago?
Depends. It depends.
It's interesting, isn't it? When we think about these things. Go on. You have a story about what? And a bit of a giggle there, aren't you? Goku?
Okay, I have a story about a Jago that's a bit dodgy, so I'm sorry if this is a bit weird for people.
Is this kind of Indian doctor standard, is it? Or
it's a bit, you'll get what I mean. All right, so I was at a Jago with a family member, unspecified name, and this is back when Jagos had the actual tea lights on them.
Oh, real lights. Yeah.
Real lights, yeah. One of them got knocked.
Dangerous. Oh,
and the wax went on the girl's face, and she was okay.
The girl's face being the bride to be?
No, like a family member of someone there.
Who's doing the Jago?
Yeah. So the wax spilled onto her face.
Hot wax
spilled onto her
makeup face?
She wasn't wearing that much makeup from what I can remember. And I checked on her later, about half an hour later. I said, are you all right? She said, yeah, I'm fine. It just looked like something really dodgy had happened to my face. I'm going to leave that open to people to understand what it means. So
indeed.
There we go. And ever since I hear Jago party and I see the lights now that are electrical, I crease of laughter because I'm like, wow, that is actually good safety. But the thought that goes through my head is my poor family member that happened to. So there we go. That's why I'm having a little giggle right now.
This is another example, Indy. You know how you talk about how your brain works?
Yeah.
These little things that you have in your head.
I forgot about that story until like right now. I just had some kind of correlation and thought I need to bring it up.
Jago.
There we go.
Jago. That's the key word, right? I was going to say Jago when I'm around you, right? Your poor cousin, man.
It wasn't cousin, family member. I said family members keep it broad. It was not my cousin, though. I can tell you that much.
So you've confirmed it's not your cousin. So you
could have many other family members.
Correct, yeah. But it's not your cousin.
There you go. That's fine.
Okay, so your sister, yeah?
It wasn't my sister.
Oh, good. No, we can play this now. You just keep confirming it's not. Okay. Your friend, yeah? Yeah, see, that's the correct response. You kept going, it's not that. It's not that. And we're playing, what was that game you played growing up? You know, with the little things and you flip the things down. Is it called Guess Who?
Guess Who?
That's Guess Who, isn't it? Are you wearing a hat? Well, actually, we can't say that these days. Cowboy hat's not allowed.
There we go. No.
Why don't you touch upon that as well? That's had a big response, man. So thank you for everyone for actually sharing your opinion. Can we just stick to the topic
in question and then come on to this? Because like we're going down bare rabbit holes right now.
It's fine. Indian Doctor Podcast at then, yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, look, we had a look. People are showing up. They're expressing their views. And that's important. I think
give people a bit of a breakdown because not everyone's on Instagram, right?
Guys, if you're not on Instagram, then thodi jeevan ki hai. Get on Instagram. Basically, we had a reel, which I completely forgot we spoke about, and we were talking about a wedding that happened in America, and the groom was wearing a cowboy hat during the Nanda cottage. So we posted some stuff out there. We touched upon. We weren't actually. Our focus was not on interfaith marriage and going for and against that. That wasn't the actual thing. The thing was about Maryada and respect. So, for example, had the person not been a Gora, had it been Indy, here's another card, and he's wearing a cowboy hat, then we'd have the same thing. So it's irrespective of the person, the color. This wasn't discriminating based on the fact that he's a Gora. This is based on Maryada, the code of conduct, which we were discussing. Anyway, so when we put these clips up, what we don't want is everybody just to say the same thing, which hasn't happened, which is really good. And we have a great breadth of people giving their opinions and views. And then, and it's helping people actually express themselves in a more clear fashion. So for example, there are people commenting like, well, if the Maryada is to cover your head, then by that definition, the head is covered, right? So that's one point. So is it about how you cover your head is one of the other points. And what's his intention behind what he was doing? Is it a fashion statement, or is he just, naive to it? So it's just good to see. It's good to see that people are starting to have that conversation. It's not getting violent, like, shut up, you can't think this, and da-da-da-da.
There were a few of those comments.
Yeah, but they don't get traction, do they? Like, no one responds to them. They kind of get lost in the thing. You click on those profiles, and it's like people with 0 posts, 3 followers. Do you know what I mean? It's clearly someone who just doesn't do anything, but they get really, really triggered by these 1 or 2 things, and they feel like they have to just tell the world about it. But yeah, so that all came from Guess Who and the hat thing, Indy.
See? Who's doing mad correlation now in their head?
Rakhri, yeah. So, yeah, your wife shouldn't have tied it, but she did because you blackmailed her. The one-handed technique is hard to do because you're right, you can't get the kitch.
There is no one-handed technique to tie a Rakhri properly. There isn't. You have to put about 4 or 5 knots through it to be able to
Let's have a look, show the camera your Rakhri.
Oh no, nice little plain.
Gotcha. And so what's your standard thing now? How long would you wear it for?
Until it falls off, but I might cut it off in about a week.
Gotcha. Fine, that's your usual thing, yeah?
Yeah. There was one I had many years ago when I was a teenager that lasted for about a year. Literally just lasted. I don't know how it did. It just stayed.
A year, man. I mean, people say that, isn't it? You're supposed to do it until the next Rakhri. And I think
really?
1 year. Huh? Well, someone said that to me. Maybe they're just pulling my leg. But I think I tried it once. But the thing is, you wear it, you get in the shower, game over, man. That Gidla thing is just disintegrating.
Depends on the strength of the string.
Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, you get some hench, like plain Rakhri taga, and then you get the ones with a massive kind of bow on it and stuff, and those patterns and designs. You're like, okay, I'm not gonna wear this. I'm like, come on. When
my sister got me one of those as a troll when I was a teenager. She got me one like this, but it had a big circle on it, like it was a flower.
Yeah.
And then me and my brother just said to each other, if we connect these 2 things together, do we turn into a Power Ranger? Because that's what we thought it was going to do. It's going to give us superpowers and some shit. It may as well have. And we said, we're not wearing this one. She said, yeah, I know, it was a joke. And she gave us the real one. So I said, okay.
It's a good joke.
Yeah.
Your sister's good at trolling you.
Little bit. She has a
very, very, very good. Yeah. Does Bal troll you much?
All the time, but now it's less public.
All the time. It's never stopped, but less public. No one sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Anything else in the video?
That's it, man. I'm all good. I'm Rakhri'd out. Anyway, in summary, ladies, you make a good bump at Rakhri. I hope inflation is catching up to you and you still get the 20 quid. Yeah. And you just stick to the 20 quid and you can't bump that up to 30.
No, but let's change the conversation. Let's make it not about money. Because the whole point of Rakhri is, I'm giving this to you to signify that you will protect me, right? That's the kind of notion that we're all
meant
told.
to be, yeah.
Right, so then what's money got to do with that? Garbage. Fine if you want to do it, but I mean, I think there are better ways. Let's go out for a meal. Let's spend time together. Let's have a conversation.
Do you know what killed me as a kid? What killed me was I didn't have any money as a kid, right? And then I'd be given this 20 quid, crisp 20 in my hand.
To give over.
To give over. And I'm like, hang on. I've never been given 20 quid before.
And now I haven't got it.
That's mine. I'm what? I just thought, just give her the money. Just give it to her. They're like, no, you have to give it. I said, but it's not really mine, is it? It's not. Mum, it's not. Right?
So you're like, why are you making me the middleman? This is what it is, right? I'm brokering the deal and I don't even get a cut. So what you need to do, right? Like, look, brothers and sisters, when you're young, if you know the money's not coming from the brother and it's coming from the parent, just split. Go halves on it, man. Cut the brother in on the deal, man.
Nah.
Why?
No.
Sisters could do that.
They're not going to do that. They're like, no, it's rightfully mine.
Yeah, it depends on the sister, man. Cool. Fine. Right. So wedding. I witness something very interesting.
Karan, man.
Key, what's the problem? I go to a lot of weddings.
Another wedding.
Listen. I can't always complain about Shindy.
God.
Shindy I can't always complain about Shindy. Shindy said she was listening to I think last week's episode, the weekend or one before or something, and I was confessing something, and then I said, and I got something to say about Shindy, and she was like surprised. She was driving, taken back. She goes, she did the eyes in the car. She was like, what? You know the thing you posted today about it's September. Yeah, that guy.
That image.
Yeah,
the image of the guy who just looks like what?
Yeah. He's like, keyword. Huh? Indy, Doctor Podcast. What? So she had that reaction. So yeah, like, I can't always just constantly moan about Shindy, man. So at the wedding, was it the main day? No, it wasn't the main day. It was one of the pre-parties. Okay. So Raj had some friends who came from his school crew who were not Punjabi.
Best friend Raj.
Yeah, my best friend Raj. Not Punjabi. Okay, they were Gore, and I love it when
they wear cowboy hats?
No, they did not.
Okay.
All the Gore at his wedding came in traditional kapade, ladies.
Like, fair play to him, man.
Suits,
respect.
like they go for it, man. And I love it when they get involved in Bhangra. Because I feel like the thing is, they're probably thinking, we don't know what these words mean. But the reality is, most Punjabi people don't know what any of the words mean, man. They know one. It's true, innit? They know one or two lines in the chorus. Oh, daru pige.
That's it.
Aaj ek din deli hostel wala kamra. Do you know what I mean?
That's
when
it.
Like, daru peeni. It's so funny, actually. I was telling someone who's attending there, lady, she's asking what they're singing about. I was like, yeah, alcohol, getting drunk, being jacked.
With your mates, in a hostel.
Yeah, no, not just one song. And then the song came on. She goes, what's this one about? I was like, oh, this one, Pargadi di Chabi. I was like, the guy is really drunk and he's saying to his wife, can you drive home? That's basically it. And then
she must be thinking, like, these are the most basic lyrics ever. What the fuck?
Right. And then she's like, this one's like, yeah, it's about being jacked. Yeah, okay. This one, yeah, it's just about drinking alcohol again. Ajme Puniya.
And then this one is a mix of drinking alcohol and being shot at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, it's not really original. Yeah. And then there was a really sad conversation. I was like, she's like, is that it? I was like, yeah. She's like, why is everyone so excited? I was like, most people don't know what the words are. They're drunk anyway. They want to move and it's got a good beat. Everything's about the beat, right?
That's it.
So anyways, so Gordon probably think that. They think, oh, okay, I don't know what it means, but I'm going to get involved. And, sometimes they have a bit of difficulty with rhythm.
So do Punjabi people as well, to be honest. But yeah,
absolutely, man. Exactly. It's not exclusive to Gorde. So, and the ones that get stuck in, I generally think they go for it. That's the thing.
I respect them, man. I respect
them. Yeah. I completely agree. So there was a couple, clearly a couple. I'm not sure if they're married or not, but clearly a couple. And obviously, sometimes you know what happened. We talked about this. You get these circles that happen on dance floor, and you have like little mini dance offs or whatever happening in the middle. And I think they had seen somebody do Bertke.
You?
No, it wasn't me. Not this. It was someone else. Someone I didn't know was doing Bertke at some point, right? Now you and me know, as Punjabi people, when you do Bertke, if it's two people, say it's you and me. Could be, yeah. Just like for this example, say it's you and me, and we're doing Bertke at a thing. What orientation are we going to be in to do Bertke?
Squat position, legs wide.
Yeah. No, that's you doing the Bertke. I'm saying you in relation to me.
Opposite.
Right. Is there any other orientation for Bertke?
No, you kind of want to make eye contact as you're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, if we're doing it from a Bhangra set point of view, you could do it side by side.
Yeah.
Right. Apart from side, but most commonly for a dance thing, informal thing, it's going to be like this.
Face to face.
Face off, right? Maybe side by side. You agree, right? There's no other orientation, yeah?
Yeah.
So what this guy did is so funny. The guy, I don't know who went first because I wasn't there at the start of the Bertke, but where I saw it, basically, he was behind his partner, his missus. Yeah, kind of doing what I would describe as kind of grind Bertke.
Acha, interesting.
Right? So then I'm like, clearly, he doesn't know, like, no one ever does Bertke in that orientation. Like, that's just not done. But I understand that obviously in some forms of dancing, a guy dancing behind a girl is pretty normal, right?
Innovation.
Right, so he extended that, and he was like, "Well, I'm going to do bed care.
That's it.
Might as well do it behind." And he just went for it, man. And I was like,
to her butt, to her chitter.
"Yeah, she was doing it as well."
Nice.
No,
she was doing it as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. They're both doing the bed care.
Oh, so it was like a back to back. Sorry, it was like a. Okay, imagine it was like a dirty wine. Yeah, it was like they were doing that, but they were like in bed care position. Is that it?
That's basically it. Yeah, not back to back. I guess back to back you could do, but that's just weird, isn't it? Like,
no, it wasn't back to back. It was like he's behind her and she's up on his body, and then they're doing berke. That's it.
Yeah, basically. And I stood there and I was like, I've never ever seen this. And you imagine if any Punjabi people, like, you're just there with your wife and you're starting to berke from behind. My God, like, it doesn't matter what age you are. If CSK saw you do that, he would pull you off the dance floor. But
do you want to explain to people what berke are? Because I feel like it's a very Bhangra orientated reference.
Yeah. So guys, berke essentially squats, like Indy said, but explosive dancing squats. Perhaps we'll do a reel on it. We'll do a story or something. Not a reel. We'll do a story on it, right? Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. This weekend I'm going to see Indy anyway.
Well excited.
Oh God. Well excited. I actually thought about cancelling, you know.
No, you didn't.
I did. It kind of half crossed my mind because of some other stuff I have to do. But then I was like, that's not fair to Indy, and he's excited and prepared, and wow, it's about to leave your face right now, isn't it? It's just like, don't do that, Paji. Don't do those things to me.
Look at the smile on my face right now. Okay,
he's so excited to work.
You're finally
excited to work.
Oh, your wife isn't here.
Get in, lads.
It's going to be great, mate. It's just going to be pure content. That's all it's going to be.
Content creation. That's it, man. Right. Maybe we'll do that. But so berke essentially squats. You'll see it in Punjabi kind of, dance-offs and things sometimes. Lots of variations. Key for a guy is if you're wearing tight trousers, you gotta be careful because it might split. Respect to women that do it, man. Women that do it in heels, I don't know how you're doing it. That's a different.
I know how they're doing it in heels. It's very smart. It gives you artificial. You know how whenever you squat, sometimes and you got ankle mobility issues, you put plates under your ankles to get the squat depth.
Elevation.
Nice.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It just gives you elevation to be able to do it more. So it's not easier for them. It just gives them more mobility of range. That's it.
Indy has clearly analysed this more than me.
I have.
Indy has analysed more than me. You and Sanjay have done berke together at an event?
Yeah, a couple of times. But my knees and body ain't what it used to be, so I kind of avoid it.
How's Sanj? How's it form?
Fine.
Yeah. Holds it down. Holds it.
Very solid, yeah.
Holds it down, isn't it? Perfect.
We're both more into like the joking around dancing, like non-serious moves. Yeah, that shit. There you go. That.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
doing like this. All around.
Or do the, what was your little bow tie thing that you did recently? Hey guys, hey Mr. Indy here, Mr. Indy.
There you go. That's me.
Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, that was my confession, man. I was just
in awe.
I was no, but then you look around, you're like, is nobody seeing how like wrong this is? Are they getting away with it because they don't know? Is it because they got it? Maybe I should try it.
No, it's definitely the Gordon.
Shall I go and human centipede them and go behind him, start doing berke?
I did want to say so they're on each other like a human centipede, but I didn't want to say that. But now you've said it. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. Shall I join the front or shall I join the back? That's the question. All right, here's a question for you, Indy. I have a question. We're not in. I have a question, are we? But
we're not. But go on. I'll allow it.
So listen, it's obviously not a nice situation, but human centipede ho gaya. Do you want to be the front, the middle, or the back?
You always want to be at the front.
Absolutely. Good. I just wanted to make sure you weren't yeah.
You want to be in the front, bro. That's it. You want to be eating all the food. That's it.
Yeah, and not receiving anything.
Taking the laxative. That's what you want to do, bro. That's it.
The speed of your answer confirms that you've clearly thought about this.
Yes, I have. Many times. Yes.
Right, and maybe when we have our staycation later, we'll do something like a...
We're not doing any human centipede related activities. No.
Calm down. It wasn't obviously not going to be that. That's just wrong. I was going to say, those games where would you rather?
Oh, mate, I love them.
Yeah, or you know that what is it? Snog, marry, avoid. Those types of games, right? So I'll give you a scenario where it's like, right, you got to choose the people you're going to centipede, and I'll give you some options. All right, go on. What do you want to say?
On the stag do I went to earlier in the year, with a few
Hanji
things.
buddy.
That one, yeah.
That one, yes.
I feel like they all saw me in a very dark light because I love to play this game with guys I've never met before, just to understand where like their threshold of humor is and how they think.
You're a dark person. Aren't you? So
that's it, man. Give me an example. I brought the darkness to the conversation. I was like, lads, have you ever played Would You Rather? They're like, yeah. And I just went like straight in with a dark question. They're like, whoa. I said, I got plenty of these, man. Let's go. Yeah.
All I will say, guys, is to the people who are diehard indie fans, and look, we know that there are going to be Doctor fans, there are going to be indie fans, and I'm thinking Indy at the live show, you know, like Hired and Fired, they have in The Apprentice, the signs, or when they used to have, Ready Steady Cook, green pepper, red pepper. It's a green pepper day. So we'll have colors, and at the end, we'll get people to hold up the signs and see if they're more Doctor fans or indie fans. I forgot my point.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I forgot my point. What were you just talking about just before this?
Would you rather?
Yeah. And what did you say? You asked them?
I said I went on a stag do and I asked them all the dodgy questions to understand
Got
their
it.
dark humor.
Yes, guys. So when we're at this live show, and after live show, we'll definitely do a meet and greet like we got to do Indy with Humble the Poet. When you meet Indy and you're a diehard Indy fan, just ask him, interviewed, Indy, Mr. Indy, the road surfaces, the tarmac, how is it laid?
Oh, happily, I'll tell you the tarmac story, but that is not suitable for camera. But I'll
Absolutely.
tell you the origins of it, 100%.
No, that's why I said, look, guys,
it's fine.
Ask him that question. Ask him about his special geography friend, and
happily,
you will learn many things about Indy.
I heard this story from a manager at work the other day. He firmly believes that everyone has a life that is worthy to be... Everyone has lived a life that is worthy to have a book written about them. Does that make sense?
Yes, I concur.
That's what you said. And he said everyone's got like a massive story that could turn into a book and it sounds too good to be true, but it's definitely there in everyone. And I said, you know what? I agree.
Because what's he saying is not... It's not what you say. It's how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how you spin it, how you put a thing on it. That is the basis of all comedy. All comedy is good. Good comedy is good comedy because we understand it because we relate to it, but it's said in a way where we're like, that is just so funny.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all delivery, isn't it? So yeah, that's a good observation from your boss. Excellent. I think that will do, matey.
Okay. So just in summary, you want to play Would You Rather?
Just in summary.
That's what you want to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a think about who you want your chain of centipede.
Okay.
Wow, you know, don't you? You already know, you sick man. My God, he's talking about these snores. Well, if it had to happen, ਜੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੋਗਾ ਯਾਰ.
Yeah.
ਤੂੰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਾਈਂ. You'll be like, right guys, 2:30 ਵੱਜ ਗਏ, ਰੋਟੀ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ. Right guys, 3:30 ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਮੇਰੀ ਪੋਟੀ ਦੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. Right guys, 6:30 ਹੋ ਗਏ. Oh god.
Oh man. All right. Next segment.
Cool.
Hanji dosto, to paraphrase what Karan was saying earlier. I got a question for you, mate.
That's not the official start. You can't substitute words. Say it properly.
I can. All right. Hanji Baji.
Doing to me. All right, cool.
See? And taking inspiration from the man himself. Right, Karan.
Dr. Jazz here. I'm ready for your question.
Dilemma for you.
Dilemma. Go.
Imagine you have turned up at a destination away from home, 3 hours away from home. Okay?
Your flat.
Yeah. Imagine you come to the flat and you have not bought your wife's Dechi.
Wait. Oh, yeah. You could play a guessing game there. You've not bought, fill in the blank, Cards Against Humanity, but no, you just told me now. Ruined the whole game.
Did.
Right.
I did.
You've not brought her Dechi. As in she's traveling with me. Shindy's with me.
Yes.
I've come to your flat. We're staying... How long we're staying for?
One night.
One night at yours. She's got nothing of her stuff. I've got my stuff.
You got all your stuff.
Yeah, okay. Dilemma is what?
She's not got her Dechi. Nothing. No toiletries, no clothes.
Yep.
Nothing. What do you do?
In terms of what? How did she survive the night? That's your question?
As in, number one, how do you diffuse the gussa from Shindy that is about to emanate?
So number one, the gussa wouldn't be on me because if she hasn't put it in the car, it's her responsibility. It's not my responsibility to check what goes in the car. So
you've already delegated that responsibility to her to pack the car.
No, pack your own stuff. Everyone has responsibility for her own stuff, and Shindy's good like that. She's instilled in me now, so I look after my stuff. She's her stuff. Now, if you're traveling abroad, the only extra checks are passports, boarding passes. That kind of stuff is kind of non-negotiable, and you have to just make sure you check it on top. Yeah. But fine. So, in terms of surviving one night, it's really not end of the world, man. So, if you're staying with you and Sanj, so the first question is, Sanj, have you got a spare toothbrush? That's the first thing.
Yeah, we have a spare toothbrush.
Right, so toothbrush covered. You're obviously going to have some toothpaste done. Toiletries, you're going to have something to use done. You always provide us with a towel done.
For ladies, they have certain skincare routine stuff. Maybe that might not be available.
No, it doesn't matter. One night's not going to ruin it. If there's some basic, because we stay in hotels, so if there's some basic level of moisturizer, that's fine. You always provide towels done. Right, what does she sleep in? So it depends on what she came in. She could either sleep in that. Guys could quite easily do that, depending on what it is, because you just take off your bottoms and you sleep in a gutta. No issue there.
Sleep longer, man. Just take off your top.
All that. Depends what you're wearing. She could borrow something off Sanj.
Yes, she could. Right,
or if it's really, really like she needs some stuff, we just go and buy it. It's fine. It's really not the end of the world, man.
You completely ruined this entire question.
Of course I did, because I am. There's two things
Mr.
here.
Functional.
No, it's not. It's not functional. I'm a prepper. That's number one. And because I'm a prepper, I do a lot of, let's call it disaster management planning in my head. But that comes from a lot of things go wrong in a hospital. Not intentionally.
So you're ready for every eventuality and outcome.
My mindset is sometimes we're treating a patient and then something happens out of the blue and you just have to deal with it. So it's like, well, if we can deal with that, we can deal with this. So in this situation, the normal reaction is, like you said, anger. Does anger bring the Dechi back? Option one, get angry and nothing changes. Option two, drive back, go and get the Dechi.
But you have to allow the person to be angry a little bit.
If they want to be angry. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not saying suppress it. I'm just saying anger, you got it out. You get it out. Are you done? Okay, now what's the solution? What do we do in this situation now? Or even a better question, when somebody's angry, and I teach this to students who are dealing with angry patients, right? Like actors, and you've seen that angry patient, the one we bring to medics, right? He stands up and starts shouting at the students. When somebody's angry and they've done their anger, the simple question to put it back, the onus and responsibility back onto them is, what would you like to happen in this situation? Put the onus on them. They have to now come up with something. Most people don't expect that. They want a solution, but they don't want a solution. Oh no, they want a solution, but they don't want to be the one to come up with the solution.
Or they just want to be heard.
Yeah. So you do the hearing. What would you like to happen in the situation now? Tiga. There's a lot worse things that can happen. So yeah, it's no biggie. This has clearly happened. So tell me, what happened?
Well, it happened when my brother and Bubby came to stay at the weekend. Went downstairs, grabbed their stuff out of the car. My brother had the lightest bag ever. And then he said, I haven't got your bag, to my Bubby. And she's like, what? He said, your bag isn't here. And she said, you're kidding. He said, how am I kidding? You think I dropped it off on the motorway? It's not here.
How long were they staying for?
A night.
1 night, okay, fine.
Yeah. But she was full like, I can't believe it. I can't believe you've done this. Like, to him, like really, really taken aback.
What time did they come?
Midday. Midday.
Are you staying in or you have to go out?
We went out to Central, so she picked up some essential toiletries and stuff. But she had like a couple pieces of kapre that my brother could give her. She bought like a vest top to chill in the evening, and then she just wore the same clothes the next day. So yeah, I just thought like, oh, that sucks. I understand that. If that was me, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be tough.
For you, I think you have, and we learned this when we went to Naples, and I didn't understand.
I have an array of toiletries.
You have an array of everything, but the reason why you have to check in the bag most times is because of these things.
All the toiletries, yeah,
all these things.
The eczema cream, the beard cream, all that.
Yeah, the eczema I have sympathy for. The beard is like, again, it's 1 night. If it's 1 night, it's not end of the world, mate. Like,
if it's a week though,
a week, different thing. That's fine. But 1 night, as a guy, you can survive.
There have been times where I've been on holiday and I've not had my cream on me, and it's been a disaster because I've had to use plain moisturizer and that just doesn't do it. so my skin dries out very, very quickly. I have to have an emollient that is quite oily just to leave. Like even my face now, it looks like it's glistening. That's just the after effect of me putting cream on. It's not anything there that I can redo too much about. I'm quite used to it. So yeah, I've been in the situation where I don't have that to hand, and I thought, ooh, okay, this sucks. But side note, the other day I was in Savers, because that's my favorite store to go to. Yeah.
Oh, is this the one of three? The one of three.
Yes, they sell
they sell
essential toiletries now, but they sell pharmaceutical toiletries. So they sell Cetraban there, which is my eczema cream, over the counter. So normally you can get it over the counter, but I could buy it in Savers. I thought, whoa, this is like another level down I didn't expect.
And
it's actually cheaper as well than buying it over the counter at pharmacy.
It's cheaper, it's accessible. You're like, I hope nobody finds out about this, this magical thing I found out.
It's unreal, man.
It's unreal. Look, the dunya ban gayi, life ban gayi teri.
Mate, so happy. Savers is such a life hack.
I don't think I've ever been to Savers. I don't know where it is.
When you go in and you do the price difference, you're like, wow, this place has everything I need. It's just there's a bit of a queue to get out. That's it.
Is there a self-checkout?
No. Of course it's not got self-checkout. It doesn't accept Amex either, all right?
No, the Amex I don't care too much about. But Aldi didn't have self-checkout for a long time. Now they've got it. Great. Game changer, man.
Depends on the Aldi. But yeah.
Yeah, it does depend on the Aldi. Yeah. Some Aldis have their click and collect as well. Very good.
What I don't like is in Aldi and Lidl.
One bloody thing, right? Ek gal hegi hai.
Sometimes when you have a trolley and you only have a handful of items,
okay,
you can't take it through the self-checkout. You have to go to a full checkout with like a person.
As in somebody's ushered you that way?
Yeah, you've been forced to go that way. They say, no, can't bring that in here, can't bring that in here. I'm like, why not? What's the problem?
We had a full trolley 2 days ago, like a 40 quid's worth trolley.
Yeah.
Straight into self-checkout.
Wow.
Now, what we did though, which is kind of more about kind of Asda hack. Obviously in Asda and Tesco and these are the bigger stores, you have the scanner as you go along.
Yeah, so you love that. Yeah.
Right, you love it, but as in you can pack it as you go along. Now, Aldi doesn't do that, but you got self-checkout. But what I did is I packed it all into the one bag, but I had my secondary in the third bag. So when I got there, it actually didn't look like it was much because it was all packed, wasn't it? So they couldn't tell that actually I had a lot of items. So we went there, and then I had my other shopping bags in going to out, and then it went from one bag to the other bag, one bag to the other bag. That's how you get around it, mate. You pack it as you go along.
Well, the rule at the local Aldi for me is you have a trolley, you can't come in, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, then
you can't come into the area. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got this handful of shit. I put £1 in the trolley. You expect me to just abandon the trolley? No, that's not going to happen. Clearly, I have to go into the other one now, don't I? And you don't always go in with the thought that you're not going to have as much as you need, because sometimes a lot of stuff is just not on the shelf. Then what?
It's true.
So you couldn't have preempted that. But sorry, I detracted from the point. Savers. Right. Yeah. Game changer.
Okay.
When you're here, I might take you.
Look, Sunday, I need to get some stuff for the week ahead. So, would you buy fruit from there?
No. It's a toiletries / household items place.
Oh, this is a B&M style thing.
It's better than B&M, but yeah.
But it's that. Okay. So it's not competing with Aldi and all these places.
No, but it is competing on the toiletry side that it can't compete against.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
All branded shit, just cut price.
Have you heard of something called Vinted?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, someone talked about it yesterday, and they said it's quite a popular thing now, people to buy kapre.
Yes, it is. It's like another Depop.
Right, I don't know what that is either. Is that a similar
Depop is another one for second-hand kapre.
Have you used any of these things? Or?
Yep, I've used Depop. I've not used Vinted.
Okay, and that kind of mindset shift to this second-hand kapra, like you were fine with that?
It's actually quite popular. It depends on what the item is. So if you've got a heavily branded item that's high in demand, if you just wear it once and want to sell it, which we've covered already, people do, they just stick it on Vinted and get maybe 80% of the money back or 100% back.
Very nice.
Because it's better to buy stuff on there than it is versus eBay, etc. Because people go on eBay for everything. You go on Vinted for just specifically clothes, and then it gives you things like categories, brand, product. It gives you more things to put things in.
Filters.
I'm using the word things a lot. Filters. It gives you more categories to populate the correct brand and size and all these things.
Just use the word filters, man. Like, you explain the filter. Apply filters.
Okay, filter, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Filter pani. What was I going to say to you? What did you buy then? What type of item did you buy? What type of clothing?
Where? On Vinted?
Mm.
Oh, no, I don't buy it on there. I sell it.
Oh, I see. You've never bought second-hand kapde.
No, I've sold stuff on there. I've always been a bit...
Oh, okay.
I'm always thinking, like, unless I really want it, I'd have to get it, wash it twice. And then I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
And wash it twice on its own. I wouldn't mix it in with the rest of the kapde.
You have no trust at all, do you?
No, none at all. None at all, mate. When you see the things that I've seen, none at all, mate. You live in communal halls. You see things.
I just came back from Knott's, Shindy's house. They're having a counterpart. And met my brother-in-law. You know, I got two brother-in-laws. Right.
Dude, they're both equal value as well, Karan.
Yes. Same to same. Have you heard that expression? Same to same.
I haven't heard same to same.
So somebody will say, Bilkul ditto. In India, Bilkul ditto. Bilkul same to same. There's a little phrase for you. Right.
That's new to me.
If you're in Canada and you go through a Tim Hortons drive-through and you say, can I have a double? You heard that expression? A double? Double is what they're saying. But double, right? So the Punjabi guys, you're learning like a bit of English. Double is two, I think it's 2 creams and 2 milk or 2 sugar, something like that. It's 2 and 2 of something. So can I have a black coffee with a double? That's what they say. Yeah. It doesn't sound very nice.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like common. a lot of mitta.
Bad stuff for your heart. So that's what it sounds like. So I was with Pardeep and this is a brand, I don't know if you've seen it online, Alphalete.
No.
It's a bit like Gymshark, that kind of gym wear tie.
Okay.
You can wear it for like chill kapde, and so he gave me a really nice blue tapered pant, which he was like, it just doesn't fit me. I was like, wicked. He's like, I don't want it. I'm cleaning my house. I was like, brilliant. I thought this is great. And then we had a long chat about minimalism.
Did it fit you well?
Fit really nicely. I might wear it on the weekend. You'll see it. The greatest thing is it's got 2 zips. Very rare to get 2 zip pockets, right? And I'm like, this is now going to be one of my traveling panta. Because I'm always I've got the man bag now as well.
I'm always concerned of things falling out of my pocket.
Key things like passports and stuff. And do you know what? That beautiful passport holder, which you demoed last 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
There was a time when Shindy and I came through one of those e-gates when we were coming back into the UK, and then I realized I dropped it and I had to send the guy back through the other side to get it. So, bro, do you know what I mean? Imagine you all lost ho gaya. You gwach gaya.
Problem.
Have you heard this word? Gwach gaya?
Gwach gaya. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Good.
Gwach gaya's a good one. Well, if you want to know an intrusive thought I've just had right now, I can share one with you.
Bro, where did that come from?
Huh?
Where did that come from?
Because you said passport and being lost, and I triggered a memory in my head.
Oh God, it's Jago again, isn't it? Go on.
No, it's not. This is actually really funny as well. So you know this guy actually.
Ooh, hello. Guess who?
You were friends with him on Facebook for years. I knew this many times ago.
Oh God, you're such a stalker, man. Like, why are you looking at my friends for? A mutual friend thing. Is that what you're on about when it comes up?
It was a mutual friend thing. Yeah.
All right. Is he a cowboy?
No, he's
it's not cowboy. Okay.
Gora. I'll tell you his name off camera. Yeah, because I don't want to bait him out. But
all right, let me guess it, but you don't have to come on his name. All right, fine.
I think you knew him from uni days. Yeah.
You think I knew him? Did we study medicine together?
No, but I think he went to the same uni as you.
You studied UOB. Okay, what did you study?
I think. I don't know. There's the only correlation I can make in my head as to why you were friends.
Okay, Gora or not Gora?
Gora
went to UOB, but didn't study medicine.
No.
We were at school together then as well.
I can't remember the school.
How do you know him?
I worked with him, hence why I'm coming to the story.
Okay, you worked with him in marketing.
No, this is back in banking.
Deutsche. Who do I know who's got out in Deutsche, man? This is interesting.
It's about 10 years ago now, but yeah.
10 years ago.
I'm just going to cut to the story. Okay.
Cut to the story. I'll work it out after. It's gone.
So this guy was in my team, and he went to Brazil for the 2014 World Cup.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And he was due to come back 3 days before the final. And he said to me before he's going, he said, by the way, I'm not coming back for for work. Like, I'm due back on the Thursday. I'm staying there until the Sunday, and then I'm coming back the following Wednesday. He said, just don't tell him. I said, cool. So Thursday rolls around when he's due back. He's not in. They're calling him, no answer. Phone's off, everything, nothing's working. They're like, oh my God, something's happened to him. He sends an email to them saying, I've lost my passport. I can't get anywhere. I'm stuck here in Brazil. And then he spoke to his mate who had actually lost his passport, and he understood the protocol of what happens when you lose your passport. So the protocol is, it is all like written on paper, and you have to go to the embassy and you have to tell them, and they give you like some kind of paper version.
Temporary,
And you have to sign the document, then you hand in your temporary passport at the gate, then you clear through customs to get back into the country. But it takes a while to get it done. He didn't lose his passport. He just said he did so he could buy himself some time and come back later.
Of course.
And I thought, genius move.
So you got away with it, yeah?
Yeah, and he said it was the best time ever because he was there in Brazil, 2014 World Cup final, Germany versus Argentina, and he saw it all. He didn't see it all, but he was in Rio when it all happened.
Germany won, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I was working. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's like a late goal, isn't it?
Yeah, Mario Götze in second. Sorry, in extra time.
That dude, that young dude. Yeah.
I think it was Götze. Hang on, let me look.
Yeah, you're right. You didn't hear about him after that?
Götze. Yeah, he disappeared afterwards.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. What's your question, bro?
So, you commute down... No, not down. You commute up to Birmingham.
Thank you for getting that right. I was about to correct you.
The up and down I don't do anymore. You come to Birmingham. That's just easier to say.
Yes. You come here, I come down.
You come here. I'm going to you tomorrow as well. Right. So when you have these commutes or other commutes that you've done quite a few. You go to Swindon sometimes. You go to Durham. Right. So you do some quite far places.
Yeah. Dude.
He's like, don't remind me of the city of nothing. देखने को कुछ है नहीं उत्ते. No.
उत्ते. Oh God.
Town center देख लिया सी. That's it. 5 minutes which nothing else to do.
Bus.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.
Tell me the approach in your head mentally, and like what you do, dependent on. So we're going to get a couple of scenarios here. So one is you're traveling alone in your car. Right, so look how happy you get the question. You're so happy. Why are you so happy?
Because you never ask me questions, and I'm like, oh, this is nice.
What do you mean, Ask? You got a whole segment every bloody week.
No, I mean this is situational now. I like it.
Oh, okay.
I like it. You're taking me through like multiple scenarios now.
Right. So you've got driving alone, so no Sanj, no other passenger, right? Okay, I'll give you 3 actually. Driving alone, driving with Sanj because you're super comfortable. Driving with someone you're not really that comfortable with, but you're having to travel long distances. So those 3 scenarios. So what I want to know is, what is your approach in terms of what do you do in the first half an hour, first hour? What do you do to kill time? Is it a podcast, certain music? Do you make phone calls? When you're within the last hour, do you get more chuck? Or what point do you start getting like excited that it's nearly over? Give me your strategies.
Is this all right? I'll tell you the one of me on my own because I do that frequently. Yeah, obviously I'll come up to Burns on my own here and there, so I can tell you my plan. Okay. I will ahead of that day message people saying you're free for a call tomorrow night.
Interesting. You set
and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I can do. And then I'll say, all right, I'm going to be in the car from 7:30 till 10. I'll call you between then. They're like, cool. Then I'll have like 3 people who will want to call. And then
just give me one second. Let's get a bit darker than India. Do you overbook people, knowing that some people will cancel, and he's like, actually, I don't talk to you for that long, so then I'll get another one in. How do you?
No.
How do people make your priority list?
I give all of them equal time. Okay.
How do you choose?
I'll call whoever I feel like calling first. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call them. If they don't pick up,
right,
I'll give them a 5-minute window to call me back.
Not you trying again.
No, they will call me. I'll give them a 5-minute window to call me back. If they don't call me back, it's on to the next person.
And you don't try and call back after 5 minutes? No.
They're going to call me back. Because you've sent my call. Either you're going to call me back or you're not in it. Yeah? I've told you about it already. This isn't a cold call. You're not unaware.
That's a good point. So you've already, okay, this is a person who's already agreed to the call.
Yes.
And is aware. Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Okay, so they're what we call a warm lead, aren't they, Indy? They're not a prospect. They're a warm lead.
There you go.
Okay. Go. Marketing. So it's about closing, mate. Closing, you got to make that sale, right?
There you go. That's it.
And do you have a roster of people? You never ring me, so.
Yeah, because I see you like the most out of all my friends. So I'm like, okay, I see him too much. He can be less.
I talk to him too much.
And normally 9 times out of 10, I'm coming up to see you the next day for the podcast. So I don't want to talk to you because I'm like, well, I'm going to cover stuff that we're going to cover tomorrow.
Content. Don't talk to him. And this is the same. This is the same guy who used to give me shit about. We need to maintain our friendship. You know.
We do.
No. But now it's all about. No, I don't want to talk to you because, you know, it's content. I've got to save for the content.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, shut up.
Look at you trying to reach.
Shut up.
Right?
Shut up. Right. So, so sorry, who's on your roster?
I'm not going to name names. That's me.
No. I mean, but is it like school friends, uni friends, family?
Uni friends, a couple of family friends. My school friends, no, I don't really have many of them. And the couple that I do have aren't in the country. So that has to be like a scheduled sit down via FaceTime on like a weekend due to time differences. Yeah. So it'll be, a few of those people. And I'll just say to them, free for a call. They'll be like, yeah, cool. Or no, I can't do. Or if they don't tell me they're free, I will still call them in the hope that they'll pick up.
Interesting. So if they don't respond, you're still going to call them?
Yeah. I'll do the call anyway.
Cold calling now, I see.
And that's it.
All right,
but I know that people that are very, very busy, I have to give them a heads up. Otherwise, they just will not pick up.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I think most people should be like that. If I have an agreed call with you, even with you, it's going to the calendar because I need to know it's happening and that time is blocked out. If time isn't blocked out, nothing happens. But you'll only ever appreciate that if you are trying to get a lot done with your time. If you're just bella and you just have nothing to do and you're just like, yeah, theek hai, kar la, main to kuch karta nahi si, then then that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're trying to run a podcast, then, you know.
That's the first half of the journey. Then I'll have a podcast ready and loaded that I want to hear.
Okay. That's...
Because the write-up's about 3 hours, isn't it?
So I'll have that's an hour and a half.
I'll have about 3 half-an-hour calls. Yeah.
1 second. How do you said, this is going to get funny now. So you maintain equality, right, across your calls. So to maintain equality, that means 30 minutes is your hard exit time.
No, it's not hard exit. I kind of say, and this is my go-to line. I'm like, okay, cool. Listen, you're probably going to go and eat. I'm like, listen, you're probably going to go and eat, and I need to call another person, so I'll catch you later. And they're like, cool. I don't lie to them. I give them an out. I'm like, yeah, you got to go eat, innit? And I've got to go call someone else. It's fine.
Yeah, but the real out is you need to go and call someone else. You don't need to sugarcoat it with you're probably going to eat.
I'm sugarcoating it, bro. I'm trying to make them feel like their time is valuable as well, and they've got other things to do. Not dropping them when I feel like dropping them, because that's me. Do
you know what I do? I just do it at the start of the call. Yeah, you're right. I've got 30 minutes and I gotta go. That's it.
But why would I say that when I've scheduled the call? That's a dick move.
Why is it a dick move? You got 30 minutes?
Because I'm putting in parameters to something that I don't feel like I need to.
Okay, fine. That's how I do it. I signpost it. And you can signpost it with a real reason. I got 30 minutes because then I'm talking to someone else after 30 minutes. It's fine.
Well, there you go. That's how I do it. Then I've got a podcast ready.
Right, you got one ready. Okay.
And then if I'm falling asleep, I will tell my phone to start playing like This Is something on Spotify. So I'll be like, play This Is Sidhu Musiala on Spotify, and it'll play it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I've got Jack mode to get me along the journey when it's a bit dark. And I need the banging tunes.
Bump.
There you go. Then I'm home.
So you don't really listen to music then? Unless you're falling asleep?
9 times out of 10, it's listening to content. Everything I do in the day is listening to content. I don't listen to music much because I'm trying to analyze what other people do and understand what they're doing better, and maybe get educated on a couple of things. Then think of topics that we can talk about off the back of it. So it's like it's a double whammy. I'm getting 2 things for the price of 1. I'm learning something and I'm thinking about something for us as well. See,
just hacking life you are, mate. Goku.
Trying to.
Yeah. So. Okay, fine. So it's to benefit us is the point you're making. But had we not had a podcast or pre-podcasting era, what was your approach?
I just used to listen to Rogan and that's it. And even then I get a bit bored. I was like, okay, this is a bit like...
So all guests
I've heard you say the same thing all week now, right, with your opinion. Because he does regurgitate points a lot. Because obviously he is going to when he's had the same people on and again. But they're 3 separate people that haven't spoken to him. So he's telling them 3 new things to 3 new people, even though it's the same point he's regurgitating 3 times. Yeah.
As a married man,
Oh, hello.
You obviously spend time with Sanj. Do you find that because you and Sanj are together most of the time, then you don't need to call Sanj?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. Or if she's finishing work late and she's not got home yet, I'll call her first in the car. I'll be like, where you at? Are you coming home soon? Like, is everything all right? Right.
Average duration for calls post-marriage?
Depends how long I've been away from her. If it's the weekend here and she's somewhere else and I'm here, I'll probably just won't contact her. I'll like message her in there to check she's all right, but that's it. But if I'm in Berms, the max length I'll probably talk to her for is in between journeys. That's it.
Yeah, but okay. But in between journeys, like 5 minutes on the phone? 10 minutes?
Maybe like 20 minutes, half an hour, 5 minutes, however long it is.
I find, the longer you've been together and the more you spend time together,
the less you need to call him.
Yeah. And your calls are so functional. Okay, this is what he's doing. Have you done it? Okay, I need to know this. Okay, thank you. Love you. Bye. 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 Love. Bye. Go. Okay. Bye. Love him. That's what it becomes. And you get feedback. It's like, sometimes when you speak to your friends, you have all the interesting things to say. And when it comes to me, you got nothing interesting to say. I was like, listen, everything I know, you already know. Okay? I tell you everything before I tell anybody else. You get the exclusive preview access.
Yes, but they don't get the energy that comes with it, Karan. That's the difference.
As animated, I was like, listen,
it's about the delivery.
It's a show, okay? When you're with friends, it's a bit more thingy because it's not
pizzazz,
because you're not going to see them all the time, and it's just a bit more razzbadass, we're mixing segments today, so maybe that was a confession.
We are.
Love it. That's what we do.
Okay, right. Then if it's me and Sanj in the car, you know what we actually do? We sit and have like a long, in-depth chat about like just how things are going between us.
Your problems, basically, Yeah.
So we'll sit there and we'll be like,
she gets a pen and pad out. Indy, I noticed that you felt that if there was a human centipede, that you'd be at the front, which is suggesting that you'd want me to be in the middle or the back. Well, I don't think that's right, is it? It's not right, is it?
Or I'd say to her, how are you actually feeling?
It's a good question.
And then I'm like, I'm ready to open this jar now and see what's inside. Yeah. And that's a layer question because I have to keep prompting her to go a bit deeper, and then she will. When she does, I'm like, I'm probably not going to like what's on the other side. But I ask it because I care, and I'm trying to give you space because a lot of the time I take up a lot of the space anyway with my problems in life.
Yes, you bloody do.
So I don't want to do that. I want to give you space as well to tell me how you doing.
Managing Indy, guys, as a lover, as a friend, full-time.
As a lover, yo, calm down, bro. I'm talking
about Sanj. I'm talking about Sanj, obviously, not me. Sanj is the lover. I am not his lover. As a lover. Yeah. Just to be clear, I am not the lover in the situation. We are clearly referencing Sanj. It reminded me of, I was with somebody at their counterpart. That's what's happening at Shindy's house. And one of Shindy's very close family friends is a pilot. So not many female pilots I know, but she's a female pilot, so smashing line. And she was saying how some of our content had helped a fellow pilot, lady pilot, who was going through some hardship about something to do with the exams, and some of our content had helped her.
Really?
Yeah, man. And I was like, that's deep, man. Anyway, the point I was making to her, I said, it's really funny. Some people actually ask Indy that if we are friends. And I said, we obviously we are friends, very good friends, and obviously not lovers though, not lovers.
Yes,
I'm put that
thank
out there.
you.
But Sanj as his lover, me as his friend. Clarification. You do take a lot of maintenance. So
yes.
So
there is space.
That question, I can't remember who asked it of Jordan Peterson. I think it was Joe Rogan, or somebody famously asked Jordan Peterson that question, like how are you? No, like how are you? That real question, which is what you're asking.
Stephen Bartlett's go-to question when he opens his podcast. Sometimes
that's it. Stephen said it to Jordan Peterson, and then he just broke down completely. Yeah,
there you go. And I'm like, okay, all right, because a lot of people don't get that asked them. It's a very good way to get someone to be vulnerable immediately. Some advanced level NLP. That
it is. It really is. And the thing is, if you do it with someone you don't know as well, it also has value. So you on the stag with your dark questions. The other way to do that, if I want to understand somebody's values, I will ask them questions on things like, what's the meaning of life? What's your purpose of life? What's been the happiest moment in your life thus far? Like, there are go-to questions that I use from Coaching Land, which will take me straight to the core of that person, understanding who they are, what they believe about themselves, what they believe about their life, what they believe about the image they project. Like, I can get there very quickly now because I know the questions to ask.
Great.
But then you get a real conversation, right? That's how you get a real conversation.
Yeah.
And like I said, in both scenarios, that's really interesting. When you really know somebody, there's still levels to get under, like you said there. And because, part of having a successful marriage is you need to get stuff done, right? You have to be functional. You can't live in the trenches all the time. You can't be super emotional, be super vulnerable all the time because you just never get anything done. You want to be functional. But sometimes that goes into autopilot and, you're just going through the motions, getting stuff done, and you're not having this check-in moments, which is what you're referencing. And it's definitely something we should do more. And the other thing I would say in the in addition to that, is as men, right? Ladies, from what I've been told from Shindy and the conversations she has with kind of our other friend groups, WAGs groups, ladies just tend to get into that a lot easier. Like, how's this going in your house? How's your relationship? They will just talk about it really openly.
It takes guys hours to open up on that. There's only a certain few friends that I can talk to and I can unlock that immediately. There's others that I know I have to peel them back like an onion for a while, and then I might get to the problem.
Exactly. And I find with guys sometimes, when guys have a problem, but they make it like this hypothetical problem.
So hypothetically, if somebody came to you...
No, I'm not saying me.
But they are.
But guys, please, look, on a real, this is a real thing I'm saying now, is just check in with each other, man. Okay, just like, how are things? Everything good? And if the person doesn't open up at that point, and I do this with patients as well, people I don't really know, and they come to the front door and I can clearly see that they're looking tense or worried. A couple of kind of, screening questions are just things like, finances okay, family okay, relationships okay, is your work okay? Those are just, broad things in people's lives that tend to give them meaning, and just start there and just see where it goes. Okay, so if you're with Sanj, you have check-in moments. That's nice.
Yeah, we have check-in moments, or we'll decompress from the event and talk about that in depth. Like, if we've been to like a big event on the way back. Like,
you're doing Chugliya.
A little
That's
bit.
what you're doing.
A little bit. We all do it.
We all do it.
I'm just admitting to it. All right?
You've heard that word, yeah?
Yeah, Chugliya is a banging word. I love it.
Proper, like,
love
deep
it.
Punjabi.
Great word.
Chugliya. That's it.
Tell people what it means. Gossip.
Yeah, stuff like, तू देखिया सी उन्हें पाया की सी केड़ा रंग दा सूट पाया सी इन्हें पुराने कपड़े पाई जांदी है. When women do it though, it's like so much more venom.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, everyone does it. Everyone debriefs. This is a Punjabi thing to do. I can't believe we haven't touched on this before. You go to an event, right? Imagine you've gone to an event, right, where it's you and Sanj, your brother and your sister and their partners. So you're all there, but you're not.
Yes.
You're all gonna have different conversations with different people.
Yes.
But then you come back at the end of the evening, and then you have this kind of mad debrief session about.
Yeah.
Do you know what this person said to me? Oh, did you see this when this happened? Did you see the reaction on that person's face? And then you just have this massive discourse. Yeah. But you know what's funny? I thought about this the other day. You do it, and then you think the people you're talking about, they must be having the same things about you.
Of course they do. Of course.
Punjabi people, man. Oh my god. And then you're like, oh, chalo, oh, we karte hain, ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ hain, same to same ho gaya ji.
Bam. That's it. No problems. Shit. No nothing. No worries. No problem. Everything's smooth. And then finally, to cap this off, because I realised we've gone on for a bit. Last point was, if I'm in a car with a stranger, I wouldn't get in a car with a stranger for too long.
No. It's not a stranger. It's like, say, for every example, CSK's friend needs a lift to Swindon or Durham.
Fucking hell.
So daddy the friend. Dada. Daddy. Dada.
Yeah, daddy. But that's my idea of hell.
Key.
Karan, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it right now.
Look at his face. But I think, guys, it sounds like a challenge segment.
Look at the fear in my eyes. Look at it.
Listen. If you've got a family member who you clearly think is annoying, right? then please recommend them. We'll put them in a gaddi with Indy. We'll fit some GoPros, get some reaction, live vlog. This would be such a... Look at his face,
I'll boot him out the fucking car. I'm not even kidding. If they're annoying, I'll boot him out the car.
You'll be like, uncle, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਬੱਸ ਸਟਾਪ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੋਂ ਬੱਸ ਲੈ ਲਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ
get on the bus, all right? Jeez, make your own way there.
ਪੁੱਤ ਤੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਹੌਲੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਚਲਾਇਆ ਕਰ ਨਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਹਾਊ ਇਜ਼ ਵਰਕ ਪੁੱਤ ਲਾਈਫ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਯਾਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ
ਬਸ ਵਧੀਆ
ਯਾਰ ਯੂ نو ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਛੋਟਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪਲੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਹੱਥ ਹੁੱਥ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
No, bro, you don't say do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. When you were younger, I was playing with you. I'm like, yeah, great, yeah, cool. Jaddi Kala, congratulations.
Haath hota landa si, what I said. Touch karda si.
I didn't catch that bit.
You're like, hanji, Jaddi Kala, yeah. But yeah,
all I heard was the first bit. Which is like, I was playing with you. I was like, yeah, fine.
But, you know, tu gaddi, here's a good one. But tu gaddi good chalana. Bahut good chalana tu, but.
What, you're a good driver?
Yeah, but good काम किया. You know, they say in a way like you're doing some kind of Nobel Peace level skill, and you're like, uncle, गड्डी तो सारे चलाते हैं. And you're like, but तू ना बहुत good चलाना.
Thank you.
मैं तो तेरे डैडी ना बहुत ऐदा ही ऐसी ऐदा पक्के.
Why are you in a car with him? Why am I driving you?
So see daddy not bad.
Fuck's sake, man. Why am I driving you?
If it's someone, all right. What's a better situation? And you got someone like that. Do you say to uncle, तुसी comfortable हो जाओ, तुसी पीछे बैठ जाओ.
That doesn't make a difference. I can't play my music. I can't play a podcast. I can't do anything. I'm just sitting there in fucking silence. Having small talks. You know what, Karan, yeah? Low-key, small talk is the worst thing man ever invented. I swear to God. I want to scratch my eyes out when someone's giving me small talk. You know when you go to an event? And you haven't seen people for so many years, and they're like, oh, how's work? How's life? How's this? And I'm like, fuck me.
No, but you know why? You know why it is? It's because the answer to this question, it's not that it's not meaningful, but it's such a dungi. You know what dungi means?
No.
Like
dead.
Deep. No, deep. Oh. It sounds like dead is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Dungi means like it's so deep. Like if someone says to you, how are things going? Like you could tell them a story, man. Like there is a whole story, but you're like, we're not really that connected. And we don't have the time here for me to go that deep. So don't ask a question like that. That's the thing. That's why we don't like the small talk. Do you know what I mean? It's just, what do you want me to say that will appease you? Yeah, everything's fine.
That's it.
It's just formalities, isn't it? So yeah, or it's the chota siga na, and all these stories that you don't remember.
Great.
I
can't lie. I've caught myself doing that sometimes. I'm like, I shouldn't do this, but I understand why they do it.
You do small talk?
No, like I've seen people when they've grown up. I'm like, yo, I knew you when you were. I was like, don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it, because you want to say I knew you when you were this big, and they're like, I don't give a shit. But in your head, you're like, nah,
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and you're thinking, oh, but this is mad. Like, you've grown up so much. But yeah, there's no point in saying it. Just keep it to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So, in summary, no small talk. There's 3 different ways to handle people. I would not be driving my dad's family, friends around. None of that. I'm not getting in the car with random people. I'm not doing it. Go and piss off, man.
We're going to get the guy who called you out. But the that's the guy you're giving a lift.
When?
Yes. When you're at mom and dad's house, you come down. There's that meeting going on.
Oh,
with CSK and his mate. That guy.
That flipping bastard. Yeah, that one. Right.
That banda. He's going in your gaddi to London.
Imagine, he would say to me, can you give me a lift back to the Gurdwara? I'm like, how'd you get here? Bus pass. Go on then, on you get. I ain't giving you a lift.
Mate.
Right, I ain't giving you a lift. Go on, the bus comes every half an hour. Go stand in the pissing rain, right? I ain't going to give you a lift.
But seva hundi hai.
A seva? Oh, is it, big man? Seva, yeah?
But seva hundi hai.
It's not selfless though, is it? Because I'm not getting anything out of this. You're getting a lot out of it. Where's the selfless service? If I could say that in Punjabi, I'd have been like, chalo, thug life, yeah? But I can't, okay? Right, let's polish out this segment, man, because I'm getting way too into it. All right, next bit.
You're dark guy, man.
What is happening, Karan Mavi?
Oh, you've changed up my name, are you?
I have.
I don't know if you ever said that to me.
Stop playing with your daddy like that, man. Look at you.
You know, my father-in-law, Shindy's dad, he called me by my full name today. He's never done that.
How'd you feel? Violated?
Just, because obviously it's your name, but your name, as you know, I have many different names, but you get used to a certain person only referring to you by that name that they normally refer to you as. So dad would call me Karan. And so basically a kind of part going on. I think he wanted me to get job for somebody who'd come. I think it was a Gurdwara Pradhan. And he was like, just Karan. And I was like, what? Me?
Me?
Am I in trouble? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't like Eddara. It was just like, Jafani, whatever it was. Yeah, so that just popped in my head. Right, what's been happening? We ordered a skip last week. Oh, yes. The Big Daddy. Right.
You disappeared on me on the weekend, like full. I didn't hear from you for 3 days.
Oh, yeah. You asked me something, didn't you? And yeah. Do you know what I said to you?
I said, you got any content for stories? And you said, hey, buddy, no. I've been cleaning the whole house from top to bottom, getting all this stuff cleared out. And then you said something along the lines of, and now my fridge is broken. So yeah, bye. Yeah. And I said,
you're like, what? Okay. Yeah. No, it literally just happened as well. It wasn't like I was making it up. I was like, literally.
I was like, fridge broke, what?
Yeah.
All right, and I was like, well, I hope the fridge is okay.
New fridge is coming tomorrow. So that's the end of that. But that fridge has served us very well. I mean, that's a fridge from the old house. Yeah, that fridge has served us a long time. It's a nice Bosch fridge. It's our second fridge. It's not our main fridge. It's basically a fridge for chilling drinks and Indian sabji, basically. But we were having, I think, methiyale paronte, and we went to get the dahi out, and the dahi felt a bit warm, and the cans in there felt a bit warm as well. And then Shindy was like, oh, I think the fridge is gone. But the light was on. So like, and then we had our electrician friend over, he's doing some work in the garden, and I was like, can you have a look at it? And he was like, well, kind of fridges are all or nothing, like, if there's no power going to it, the light won't be on. But the light is on, so power's going to it, but there's something else. And then we kind of just left it just to monitor the situation. And then more smells started coming out. We were like, okay, so it's gone. And so that was that. And fridge freezers, what do you think they cost these days?
Oh, I've never looked. I can't lie. I can't even give you a ballpark figure. I'd say about 3 grand.
300 quid paid for a fridge freezer.
Oh.
3 grand. I don't know what you're paying for 3 grand.
I thought it was 3 grand. Like, I'm thinking furniture, like sofas are 3 grand. I'm like, okay, so if the sofa's 3, a fridge would be about the same, I would have thought.
That's interesting. So, just to clarify something. So, this isn't our main freezer, which is like the more kind of American style with the thing.
This is your side one with the all the odd bits.
Yeah, just a door and a door, right? So it's cheaper for that reason, because it's not trying to be the other thing. It doesn't have to have that much space compared to the other one. But yeah, even I guess your bigger ones are going to be probably just over $1,000. But I don't think you shouldn't be paying up for $3,000 unless. I mean, look, you can spend if you want to spend. You want all the whistles and the things, and you can connect this to your phone and Bluetooth and turn your dishwasher on from your phone.
Because, things you really need to know and do.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Because people look at that, and I was talking to a party about this in the car today. I was saying the same thing. I was like, there's balance between...
Whose party?
You see some... Huh?
Whose party?
My brother-in-law.
I know that.
That's right.
But you got to tell the audience that as well, buddy.
Okay, reinforcement. Yeah, well, we said it in the last segment.
But, yeah, you got to continue on. You got 2,
That's correct. Yeah, I'm talking about the same one though.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a fine line between this will help me in life hack style thing, this like product, this kind of tech, versus, and this will come into, obviously we got to skip. The reason we got to skip is going to get rid of shit, and we have to get rid of shit because we're Punjabi and we hoard, and we think we're going to use something, or we save something that will be used in one instance in, I don't know, a long time. But for that one time,
all hands on deck. You had your sister around, you had your brother-in-law around, you had everyone there. I was like, you need a lot of help, clearly, because you were thinking, I need to clear out as much as I can.
But we attacked 3 rooms. So we attacked the study.
Were you also thinking, like, does your sister need to move stuff to a new house as well, like Dad down south?
Yeah, I mean, she's done most of that. So, but that was some of it as well. Yeah, there was some of that. And when we moved into this house, we had like a storage unit built at the back. You know what people used to, the old kind of concept of having an attic, but this is just more accessible. You kind of walk into it. But it was basically stuff from my old house which you didn't really sift, so we just emptied that completely, stuffed it in there, and didn't really address it after that. I was actually thinking about it, that would have been the time to address it, but you got the stress of a move, and then so we didn't do it. But super productive, man. Like just getting through loads and loads of stuff.
3 days though, you went AWOL.
Yeah, man. Like long days. We even like roped our cleaner into it. We
What time did you start and finish each day?
Initially, like 10. It's like 10 in the morning. And then I think we did till about 6 most days. Like at one point at the peak, right? We had the team which was going through the stuff in the shed. And then we had the wheelbarrow team. So we had 3 wheelbarrows continuously just making trips from there to the skip and just emptying and coming back, reloading. So, sort out team and the wheelbarrow team. So, and again, so I was saying to my brother-in-law, so that fine line between, do you keep buying tech, which will help you, but then remember, if you buy the tech, you got to store it somewhere. So then you just accumulate more and more things, or should you just take a little bit more time to do things? Like for example, chopping vegetables, you can chop with a knife, or you can buy like specialist like choppers for each of these different types of things. Yeah, that's an example. But we were talking about the idea of minimalism and how it's gained a lot of traction in recent times. And I'm reading a book at the moment, which is called "What Adults Don't Know About Art." And the bit I'm reading at the moment is about sculpting and how it's not really a thing that's done anymore. But famously, like you went to see it, didn't you? Before we met in Naples, David.
Yes.
Yeah, so David is and you saw, remember, you got the main David, and then you got the little other statues he was working on that shows you how the process, right? But the concept of sculpting, to take away what is not necessary to reveal the art and the beautiful. And then if you apply that to Desi people mentality, which is get rid of your shit. Empty space is not a bad thing. And don't clean stuff to create space so you can fill it with more shit.
Yes.
Right? Wow. Like,
I'd love you to spend 10 minutes telling my dad that. He would not listen to you. He'd be like, who's this idiot? Trying to tell me everything.
Did a friend? Did a friend?
Yeah. The one who I call my son, he ain't a son of mine telling me everything in the house.
Yeah,
that one. That one. That one.
Oh, I remember on the phone.
When you were there with your mate, your best friend Raj. My best friend Raj. Yeah.
ਜਿਹਦੇ ਬਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੰਜਾ ਰੋਡਾ. Oh, your dad trying to identify to you on the phone. That was quite funny. So principles for Punjabi people, right, is don't hoard. If you get rid of shit, enjoy the space for what it is. Empty space, good thing. Don't digitally hoard. Try and get everything electronic, receipts. You don't need paperwork. Some paperwork you need, but majority you can put it on a drive somewhere and it can be.
But isn't that digital hoarding? You're saying don't digitally hoard.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that. I mean, if it's going to be online, I look at our Google Drive. We keep expanding space, but everything's organized. If it's accessible, that's not hoarding to me. Hoarding is you just have loads of bunch of files. It's completely unorganized. You don't do anything about it. If it's organized, it's not hoarding. Digitally, I'm talking, right? And third principle is, which I'm definitely doing a lot more now, and I did it as part of this clean we did. We had about 25 charity bags of kapde. Gone. Not all mine, but gone. And this concept of you buy an item, get rid of another item. I don't need...
I do that except for football shirts. That's it.
Do you?
I do it with everything else except for football shirts.
So
I bought a hoodie on the weekend. I bought a pink hoodie because my old one's really worn out.
Which pink hoodie?
You know the pink hoodie I always wear around you all the time?
Oh, the colour.
Not the zip-up one, the pullover one. Yeah.
Salmon coloured.
Yeah. The bottom of it was turning a different shade of pink. That's how much I've worn it.
Right.
So I was like, I need a new one. So I just bought a new one that's like a Nike one, and I put that one to one side to give away. And I just popped that one on my shelf. So I'm like, okay, that's like the light swap. It's cool.
Good principle. This is something we should instill in people. Guys, if you're listening to this, you don't need that many kapde. Period. Actually,
you do with your podcast because you have to have a different t-shirt where you look good. But yeah.
If you're indie in the podcast, you have to do that. And the fact that he does it means I don't have to do it. I'm lazy.
Yes.
And, I wear the same kapde all the time, basically.
Yes.
It's just me. I'm not going to use that word because I know it triggers you, so I'm not going to use that word.
Thank you. Thank you for not using the F word. Thank you.
Yeah, it really, the F word. It really is like the F word for you, isn't it?
It is triggering.
Guys, if you're wondering what the word is,
it's a dirty word.
It's a frugality. So if you heard it, you heard it. If you didn't, then rewind it, put the volume up, and listen to it. And
there you go.
Indie triggered. So yeah, that's what's been happening to me, mate. I've been mad cleaning. I feel better. You feel really good when you throw away stuff.
Yes, you do.
You know, and you've got to. I haven't like when you get the thing and you're like, oh, I know what this is, and you got some sort of attachment. Be like, well, if I hadn't looked for it, I would never have used it or got it. So no attachment. Bin. It just feels good. I was trying to get to this with Party Pin the Car today. I was like, why do we feel good when we get rid of stuff?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you said in a second, but what was it? What's your answer to that?
Mental space you're clearing out, personally. I think some stuff probably has bad memories attached to it. Some stuff is from like a previous part of your life you wanted to let go, and that's something where you physically let go of it. I feel like there's a deeper meaning behind a lot of it.
Okay, so you're talking about things where you have negative connotations or memories to it, but say if it's a neutral item, but you're getting rid of stuff, why does that still make us feel good? What is it about getting rid of stuff that makes us feel lighter? Or
because there's space available, I guess.
Okay, and what does the space represent? Why does that make us happy?
Cleanliness, space, clear, emptiness.
Yeah. It's really important, but
it is, but in moderation, because when you move into a new house or flat, it's completely cuddly. You're like, oh, this is nice. You're like, this feels fucking barren. That's how you think.
Yeah,
it's like a wasteland in here.
Yeah. Moderation, absolutely. He was saying this concept where he's like, if you go in and you see mess, right, it's just chaos, and that chaos triggers him, and he's just like, you can't focus.
I'm like that at my mum's.
You did a video, didn't you? In
everywhere.
You need to skip there.
Mate, you don't think I've tried doing this? It doesn't get anywhere.
All right, scenario. CSK obviously has to be in India for this to work. That's it. That's the perfect time.
We know this.
Right,
but each time that my mum gets the courage to do it, she doesn't see it through. Or she says, I need help. And I'm like, Mum, I can't spend a weekend with you clearing that out. It's just not, I can't do it physically. I can't do a weekend of that. It's too much.
There's 3 siblings. Taking shifts.
It's not the point.
Look at you. You see, you want it, but you don't want part of it. So you want your mum to do it on her own. Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to be a part of it because I know that mum... No. I'll tell you why. Mum isn't going to be brutal. She'll do like this mitigating factor thing. Well, she'll be like, okay, I want to throw this away, but your dad's going to get upset, so I won't throw that away. And I'm like, no, you're not doing it properly. And now I don't want to do it.
No, I don't. If you're not going to do it properly, I'm not going to be part of this.
Boss, that's it.
What you could also do as a way of mitigating this, if it's just about that and it's not about anything else, you could just get some paid, hired help, literally, to just do it.
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah, it's 4 Gs. That's one day that you rent for like the day, 50 quid.
It'd probably be an auntie. I feel like my mum would trust an auntie more than a bunda.
Okay. I would do. Yeah. That's true. You'd have to be there to supervise if it was a dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have to be approached. Okay, what if both mum and CSK are in India?
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't touch it. I'd leave it.
Fine. So there has to be some authority on the... There has to be...
There has to be a leveler where my mum says, not that. And I say, why? And then she'll say, because he actually needs that. I'm like, okay, fine. My approach is, the other week... I'm telling you another story now.
Go on.
Right? My dad passed me his phone and he had this thing that appeared where you would call him and this random woman's pictures would all appear on the phone. And it would just like flash up like with 6 or 7 random images. And I'm thinking, how the fuck have you managed to install this widget on the phone? I don't know how you've done this, right? It was mad. And I was like, who is this woman? I don't know who she is.
Miss Pooja.
Anyway, so I uninstalled a bunch of apps. And then a couple of days after, he kicked off at me saying, why do you uninstall this app? I said, because it was junk. He said, no, I needed this because it was important for India stuff. And I said, Dad, it looked like a virus app. So I deleted it. So I need a leveler there to keep me in check, to stop me doing stuff that I think is bad, but he thinks is suitable. See what I mean?
Digital. That was a digital app.
That was digital.
Yeah, that's true. So if you threw something away,
there you go.
Yeah. You make it sound like even if it's not in day-to-day use by CSK, if it were to disappear, he would like just know he's like connected and be like
straight up. He's connected to it all.
All
his paperwork, all of it.
A lot of paperwork is there.
Oh, so much paperwork everywhere. And he likes leaving it to spread out on tables. And I say, Dad, why do you do this? Just put it away. He's like, no. I need that. I'm like, no, you don't.
Your conversations are a lot of no,
it's not. No, it's not. You don't need that.
All right. Here's a question for you, Indy. How much, or what is the deal that needs to be on the table for you to clean that house?
I have to have full authority over the entire things being removed, because I will delete a lot of things in that house instantly. There's stuff in that house, Karan, that's older than me.
Okay.
There's stuff in that house that's older than my sister. She's 42. There's a microwave in my mum's house that's as old as my brother, and they use it daily.
Okay, what's wrong with that scenario? So if they're using it,
the microwave is not necessary. Basically, we had a microwave. It broke. And my dad said, "I've still got the whole one from years ago." So he dusted it off and put it out. Problem is, you went back to the replacement. Yeah. Problem is, it takes 3 people to lift it up. It's that heavy.
Oh, the old school one.
Yeah, man, it's heavy. It's not light. Swear to God, this is real.
It's so funny.
It's too much, man. I know, unfortunately, one day, my parents are not going to be here. And I just think I'm going to be upset they're not here, but then I'm also going to resent the fact that they're leaving me all this stuff to clean up after them. And I think, oh, God, this is going to be such a job to get rid of all this stuff. So I'm trying to encourage them, can you just clean some of this up to save us, pain in the future? Because a lot of this we're just going to throw away, but you just have some attachment to it that is not healthy.
Okay, it's a deep thought.
It is a deep thought.
I'm not going to give you anything on that.
You don't have to. I'm just telling you my thoughts.
Yeah. The thing I was going to ask though is that microwave. So when the old one was replaced by the current one that broke, why was the old one kept?
Because he had it above where the pharmacy was and the off license was where we used to live. He still had it there, and he had tenants living above the
so
pharmacy.
it was still in use.
So it was in use, but he said, I'll just bring that over. And I thought, no, please no. And he brought it over.
So that's currently in play?
Yes. Here's how old the microwave is. When you want to warm something up, I have to put it on 4 minutes. And then when I came to the flat and I started doing things in 4 minutes, the microwave was blowing up. I'm like, yeah, this is normal. And Sandy said, what are you doing, man? You need 1 minute tops. Yeah. I said, no, you don't. She said, Indy, you're using a microwave as old as your brother. Stop it. You don't need to do this. Just use a normal microwave. I said, I don't know the calibration for this. I don't know.
That old microwave is just like something inside just going... Hookmar. Oh shit, man. What's been happening with you?
Oh, mate, we've taken up the majority of the time, but I'll tell you one thing.
My fault, is it?
I'll tell you one thing, and I'll tell you the other next episode, yeah? So, we saw FKJ live, and...
super jealous, man. I'll tell you what, mate, you're having a bit of a year, man. You're having the year that I had last year. Where
me and Sanj are having a year, because we're obviously looking to move out of the flat soon, so we know we may as well do this.
No more Bess here for you.
We know exactly. One day Bess is not going to be there, so we're trying to do as much as we can. And then we can start thinking about things in the future, right? Think okay, we need furniture, and you can't spend Bess here now, all that stuff. So yeah, it's different, but FKJ was amazing.
Tell people what FKJ stands for.
So FKJ stands for French Kiwi Juice. He is a producer of Always Music. He makes every single layer, and everything is all composed by himself. There's no one else. He plays all the live instruments on stage, and he gets it looping and playing in front of you. If you ever want to just vibe out to your own thoughts, go onto YouTube, type in FKJ Circle, CERCLE, and just put it on your TV and just vibe out, because it is him in the middle of a salt plains playing his music, and it is fantastic. Seeing him live was amazing. Sanj managed to get me right to the front behind a couple at the barrier, and the couple left for the last 2 songs. Nice. So I was really happy that we got right to the front, and I just thought, wow, so happy to see him. He played old stuff, he played new stuff, he remixed a bunch of stuff, and she's like, I'm now a fan, because she's seen him live, so she really likes him, and I thought that's wicked.
That is definitely one thing I have to thank you for. You got me to FKJ, because I like kind of lounge-esque, kind of chill vibe music,
Yeah.
But the choice of instruments he uses, the way he pairs them up, the sax with the piano.
The saxophone he does, man. He had this old saxophone on stage that he bought out, and he was playing it, and I just thought, this doesn't look real, what you're doing now. It looks fake, but I know it's real. Because I can see you adjusting things and adjusting little instruments and adjusting little like parts. And I thought, it doesn't look real, but I know this is real. And I'm just sitting there thinking, wow. And I want to see him again and again and again, because each experience is going to be different, because he varies how he plays his music every time. It's not the same. So he'll play like a different piano instrumental to the same song that's varied. And I'm like, ooh, that's nice. And he'll do like old layers of his songs and redo it and make it better. And I think, oh man, how are you doing this? So he's just a master at his own craft, and he's not got enough fans, in my opinion. I know one day he's going to be absolutely massive, because he's just got that star quality. So yeah, man, he's a French kid. His dad is from New Zealand. His mum's French. I found this out because Sanj said, what does FKJ stand for? I said French kiwi juice. And she said, is his dad from New Zealand? I said, I don't know. And then she Googled him. His dad is from New Zealand. I said, okay, cool, done. There you go. So yeah, it was good. Recommend it. Festival life is not that bad. We only went for a total of 1 hour. Saw that. I did overpay for food because I was really hungry. And then we came home. So yeah, I was blown away, very happy. There were moments where I nearly started crying, because that music got me through some tough times over the last few years. And I listened to it and I was like, this means more to me than I don't think a lot of people would ever understand. If I tried explaining it to you, it wouldn't make sense.
Paji, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ FKJ interview calls Indy out on stage, Indy, what's my music done for you? Paji, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ milkman ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ 5 ਸਾਲ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਕਰਤਾ ਇੰਨੀ ਲੰਬਾ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਮੈਂ ਦਾਸਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਰਤਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਸੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਇਫੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਦਿਲ 'ਚ ਹਾਰਟ ਵਿੱਚ.
See, I got introduced to him at my first job after coming back from traveling by a guy I used to work with there.
Interesting.
So I've listened to his music in all my other jobs since, and subsequently lockdown, all that stuff, and I'm just like, wow, he's been there throughout the whole time. Every time my Spotify Wrapped has him as my number one every year.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
He's your go-to. I think he is like, for me, it would be Iron Audi or Hans Zimmer. That's kind of my go-to.
Hans Zimmer, I try and listen to sometimes, but it's just a bit. Some of it's very intense, some of it's very light. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, and because I listen to enough of his stuff, I have to make separate
playlists.
Like, for example, Pirates of the Caribbean is way too... Whereas actually what I want to jam to is more kind of Interstellar vibes, or like Dark Knight vibes, you know, that kind of stuff. But you're right, yeah, you got it. Or actually, Da Vinci Code is really underrated from Hans Zimmer. I really like that. Takes me places. I know he's good though. But yeah, the music, man, the power of music. If you don't go to live concerts, just listen to music, you're definitely missing out. It's
man.
Live anything, man. Live theatre is brilliant. Live music is brilliant. And in music, you just get lost, man. And music really is language of the soul. It's universal, and it takes you to places because everybody will relate to the same track in different ways because you have different memories attached to it. And you're absolutely right there, Indy. So I'm happy that you experienced it. So
yeah, man. One thing Sandra said to me, I'll end on this. She said, I'm really happy that I've met someone who will go to raves and concerts with me, because that's all I wanted. I just wanted to have a buddy that would go with me and go places, because everyone's a bit, I really want to go. And then when you ask them, they say no. But you're happy to come with me, and that means a lot. I said, it's cool. Don't worry.
So translation there, guys. Sanj has really low standards. So all she wanted in a partner compared to Indy, you know, was just, can you come to club with me? Can you come to carnival?
It's not even clubs. It's just concerts and festivals.
That's the only thing she had. Nothing else. She didn't want him to have a podcast. Didn't need him to have a podcast or be famous. You know, to be into fashion and be a pro ball player. None of these things, really. Or Super Saiyan. Just that. So, yeah.
Bas.
Thank you, Sanj, for doing the seva and taking on Indy. So, thank you.
Thank you. Right, people. We'll catch you next week. In a bit. Bye. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our episodes here, and don't forget to subscribe here. We'll see you guys on the next one.